What's up, everybody? Jed Johnson here from dieselcrew.com, and I'm answering a question today that I've been getting quite a bit recently, and it's how to build bigger forearms. A lot of people are new to the channel. They see I do grip. They're not necessarily interested in building a lot of grip strength or doing feats of strength, but they want to have big forearms, and I commend you for that because it's important if you're in the weight room to not neglect the forearms. It looks kind of silly when you meet somebody big upper body, big arms, and then their forearms are like toothpicks. I mean, that's kind of a joke. So it's good that you're interested in building forearms. Now, there's three things that I want to point out today, three tips I want to give you. And these are things that I think often get forgotten when people are working on forearms. A lot of it has to do with the fact that you follow a program from somebody and you're doing what they tell you to do, and as it turns out, that person doesn't have any forearms either. Okay? So here's three tips to think about with your forearm training that a lot of people don't think about or they're not told to do. So the first one is, and this is probably the biggest thing that sets my approach apart from other people, is I suggest you train for strength. Alright, so the thing that I see all the time is forearm workouts are based on just a tremendous amount of volume. You might use the same weight all the time, and they never suggest that you go up or that you change the weight at all. You want to train for strength, and the reason why is because you're going to get plenty of volume for the forearms. You know, that's a guarantee. But you want to push your forearms to grow through using heavier weights, just like you would on the bench press, just like you would on a squat, deadlift, shoulder presses, things along, even curls. You want to get some weight in there. You're moving the weights up, so make sure that you're monitoring what your strength levels are. And there's some exercises for forearms that are better at really using a lot of weight than others. You don't want to use something where like it's a leverage lift and you're putting a lot of stress on your joints or your connective tissues. You want to use the right lift, so you want to think about that too. But put the strength factor in there, man. Try to get strength in your program, whether it's from picking up heavy things in grip style training, which is really most of the stuff I do, or if you're just using exercises that lend well to strength building for the forearms. Think about going outside the box, if you will, as far as movement patterns. A lot of times, all you see in forearm work is a bunch of wrist curls and other things where it's just wrist flexion and extension. Man, your forearms are able to perform so many other positions and move through other angles. I think you're dramatically limiting yourself if you're doing just the same old 3 or 4 exercises all the time for your forearms. So make sure that you're incorporating all the possible movement patterns that your forearms are capable of moving in. And this is going to be something that's going to help keep you healthier as well. So one of the things that I find is people neglect certain movement patterns in their forearm work, their lower arm training, and what you end up having is weakness. Well, weakness a lot of times turns into injuries and pain. So you want to work all of your forearms and do everything that your forearms are capable of. And then the last tip I have is think about doing more wrist. Okay, like I said, the wrist is capable of a lot more than this. There's other planes of motion that your wrist can move in. You want to use exercises that train all those movement patterns. And when you do that, you're going to end up with better forearm development. For instance, sometimes you'll see people doing a gooseneck and they'll have this big bulbous flexor muscle build up in their forearm, but then they don't have anything on the back of the forearm, and they don't have any of the crazy stuff that's down here in the bone area. You're only going to get that by working your wrists really hard, both for strength and for that nice complete range of motion to get that full development. So you want to do all those three things. Now, it just so happens that last week I put out a forearm program. But here's the thing, I was so busy doing other stuff that I never even announced it on my YouTube channel. The intro period came and gone, and I already moved the price up, and I was like, crap, I never gave any of these people the chance to check this out. So what I did is I went ahead and extended this period. So if you go to the link that's below the video, you're going to be able to pick up that program. I call it Fierce Forearms, and it's the first forearm training program that I've ever actually put out. I put out tons of stuff on grip strength, but there's just been such a request for forearm stuff lately that I figured I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff together. So make sure to check that out. It's not a program. It's not a full program. It's a workout that you do once or twice a week, and it'll build your forearms up. I'm telling you, it's got all of these three things in it. When you go to the link, you're going to see the other things that are built into the program that makes this totally different from other stuff that you're doing. And it's not just another grip training program. It's the primary goal there is building up forearm size and strength, and doing it in a way that is totally different from what most people will tell you. So make sure to check that out. Thanks for sending in your questions. It's my pleasure to go over them. And if you want to build a set of truly fierce forearms that are capable of not only looking good, but performing as well, then check out my forearm workout program, Fierce Forearms, in the link below. Thanks, and all the best in your training. Take care.